I took one of these apart with the help of my neighbor Bruno, of course. And so when you unscrew the valve stem, the piston will drop out like on a regular AKV. Other than the AKVP, it's very gradual, but it will come out. And inside the valve, you'll see the orifice, and then the strainer is kind of around it,
Yep.
on the sort of against the outside of the valve body itself.
Yep.
If you start looking closer, you'll see some laser etching on some different parts of the valve. The orifice itself down in the valve has a number etched into the top of it, so that if you're holding an orifice, you know what number it is.
Yep.
And the base of the stem, where it meets the nut, has etching on the top part of it for the part number of the valve and the original orifice size.
Yep.
So all of this is on top of the nut, so you don't have to remove the coil to see it. You just have to, well, you do have to remove the coil, but you don't have to remove the valve to see it.
Correct.
Yeah. So some things to know about putting the valve and the coil back together. There is a crush gasket that is supposed to be replaced anytime you remove the stem. There is a rubber O-ring that sits between the coil and the base of the stem, and its job is to give you a nice fit between the coil and the base of the stem and prevent moisture from getting up into the coil.
Yep.
If you run the valve without the O-ring, you're kind of asking for trouble, because it's not going to fit quite right, and you could get moisture up into the coil and burn that out.
Right. It's just, before I go into the next technical part here, you just name drop Bruno. You're probably past your Disney movie days at this point in your
I am.
career.
Yes.
If you had watched Encanto, you would know we don't talk about Bruno.
Oh, my mistake. Yes. My kids are both driving, so we haven't sat down as a family and watched Encanto.
There you go.
Yes.
But yeah, back to the topic at hand here. So the valves, we've really focused on a lot about the valve body, the application of the valves, but the second piece of the puzzle is the coil on top of the valve, right?
Yep.
So we don't typically, you may run into a few situations where we offer some things with a valve and coil combination, but by and large, we don't sell the coils with the valves. And